and the last one feels speculative, but says Bergevin, Kekalainen next up, question mark. I'd also throw Matthew Darche into the mix because not Arthur Staple, but Stefan Rosner said that he will interview at some point. So I would assume that interview has either happened or coming very soon.
I would be surprised if he does not interview for this role. I like everything that he's done for the Tampa Bay Lightning, everything that he's learned and the situation that he has been put in with the Tampa Bay Lightning. And just look at the way they build their teams. Sure, they've got guys like Kucherov, Hedman, and Vasilevsky, right, that have predated Julien Brisebois and have just been staples. But it's what they've done after that, going after Jake Gensel, moving on from Steven Stamkos at the right time, it seems. Picking up guys like Brendan Hagel and turning them into absolute buttes. Sure, they've whiffed on like guys like Tanner Jeannot, absolutely, but they have more major successes than they have losses.
No, exactly, and that's a big difference for me. It's because they do have their misses, and you're right to point them out, but they've made a lot of tough decisions, and I think they've done well with their decision. Like they were in the Stanley Cup, won 2 of them, but in the Stanley Cup final 3 years in a row. Yeah. Had 2, I'll say down years in air quotes, but they still made the playoffs and were a playoff team. And then they were right back. I know they got bounced in the first round, but they played the defending champion Florida Panthers in the first round in their matchup. They were right back to contender status 2 years later after their fall off.
Yeah, and like they're going to fall off sooner, like quicker over the next couple of years because that core of Hedman, Kucherov, Vasilevsky is getting older. They're in their 30s. It's just not going to go very well the longer it goes. But they've shown an ability to maximize that by bringing in talent to supplement it, which is kind of what we need. We have good core pieces. We don't have superstars like them, but you supplement guys like Matthew Barzal and Bo Horvat and Ilya Sorokin and Noah Dobson. And this team could very well take a step forward very quickly. So I think that's why we all have kind of our blinders set almost on Mathieu Darche, which is perfectly fine. Michel Bergevin, or Marc Bergevin, sorry, I'm pretty down with. I think I didn't mind how brave he was in Montreal. But Jarmo Kekalainen, I don't know if I'm okay with that, man. I get that he himself is also brave and has taken brave decisions, but I don't want to have an experimental GM necessarily.
No, and he's a bit of an older experimental GM too. Like he's 58. It's not like you're taking that chance on like a 38-year-old who really hasn't done the job yet or had the maybe success level, I guess, is maybe the better phrasing of it. Of the 3 names I listed, I think Matthew Darche would be the one that would excite me the most.
Yeah, I think in order, Darche, Bergevin, and then like a pretty distant third would be Jarmo Kekalainen for me.
Yeah, I have the same order that you do.
I don't mind some of the moves that he's made in when he was there with Columbus, finding some players here and there. The moves to get Artemi Panarin obviously clutch. And the Brandon Saad back and forth was strange, but I think it worked out in their favor anyways. He has done some good things on that team, right? Loaded up in that last year with Artemi Panarin and Sergei Bobrovsky, right? And got them to the playoffs, and it just wasn't enough. So that in and of itself is redeeming. But when I mention experimental, I just mean that he kind of throws a bunch of random bullshit to see if it sticks. And I would say 7 times out of 10, it doesn't. We need a guy where 7 times out of 10, it does.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like what Julien Brisebois has done.
Exactly.
And so Mathieu Darche, sorry, I should say, what Julien Brisebois has done, and thus Mathieu Darche has picked up on.
By association, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm with you on that. He would be most exciting to me. Bergevin, I'm not like over the moon over, but I would get it. All right. Like I think he's done enough where he deserves another chance. Kekalainen doesn't really move the needle for me, but of the names that have been listed off, Darche, a little bit of a gap, Bergevin. That's my list.
What do you think about Rob Blake? So Rob Blake obviously let go by the Los Angeles Kings, so he's out there. Where would you rank him in those 3? Would he come below Marc Bergevin, or would he come just below Mathieu Darche?
I think he would go between Darche and Bergevin, but probably closer to Bergevin than Darche.
Yeah, it'd be like 2A, 2B between Blake and Bergevin, right?
Yes, and I think I would put Blake ahead of Bergevin, just slightly though.
Yeah, because he was the one in the role in Los Angeles making the final decisions, and they have done well in LA. I don't know why they can't friggin' beat the Edmonton Oilers. They seem to usually have their number and then they just crumble. But that's a really good team in LA. Just look at their home record this year, just out friggin' standing stuff. I think they lost like 7 games all year at home.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.